ספק שהחזרנו אותם שנים רבות אחורה. נקיים מערכות מצב, נקיים החלטות. אנחנו נמשיך ככל שידרש כדי להשיב את השקט לכל אזרחי ישראל. ודבר נוסף, אני בטוח שכל האוהבים שלנו מסביב רואים איזה מחיר אנחנו גובים על התוקפנות נגדנו, ואני בטוח שגם הם יפיקו.
Daily military reports reported. Musa Abu Marzouk claimed that mutual agreement will be reached this week, even after Israel said it would halt its offensive only when it had achieved its goals. The senior political official with Hamas, I think that the ongoing efforts regarding the ceasefire will succeed. I expect a ceasefire to be reached within a day or two, and the ceasefire will be on the basis of mutual agreement. Mediators have helped the two sides agree to a ceasefire in principle, although details are still being negotiated in secret, according to an Egyptian security source. But PM Netanyahu vowed earlier this week he won't surrender to Hamas without victory, after the US and Russia called for a ceasefire.
Our approach is through quiet, intensive diplomacy, and that's where we feel we can be most effective.
The Kremlin warned Israel that civilian casualties in Gaza were unacceptable as the death toll rose. Speaking in Tel Aviv, the Israeli leader said, "There are only two ways that you can deal with Hamas. You can either conquer them, and that's always an open possibility, or you can deter them."
This is what we are talking about. The Security Council is shameful act of not even expressing a unified position calling for the end of this aggression. Where should the poor go? Where should the weak go? Isn't the UN the house of all people? And isn't it the house to help the vulnerable? Why are you closing the doors before us?
He added, "We are engaged right now in forceful deterrence, but I have to say we don't rule out anything." When asked for how long the operations will continue, he said, "We aren't standing with a stopwatch. We are concerned with the objectives of the operation. Previous operations lasted a long time, so it is not possible to set a time frame."
Try to target those who target us with great precision. That is not as surgical an operation as it is. Even in a surgical room in a hospital, you don't have the ability to prevent collateral damage around the affected tissues. Even then, and certainly in a military operation you cannot. But there is no army in the world that won't.
And speaking on Israel's Khan public radio about whether a truce would begin on Friday, Intelligence Minister Eli Cohen said, "No. We are definitely seeing very significant international pressure. We will finish the operation when we decide we have attained our goals." The leader of Islamic Jihad, another Gaza militant group, said political talks remain at a standstill. Ziad al-Naqala added, "The only path towards freedom is to protect Jerusalem and people." It comes after Israeli strikes on Gaza killed 7 people, including a disabled man, his pregnant wife and their 3-year-old child, according to Gaza's health ministry. It is now estimated 215 people, including 61 children, have been killed in Gaza, with over 1,400 injured. Israeli authorities say 12 people have been killed in Israel, including 2 children. Netanyahu had a discussion with the US president yesterday, who said he wants a significant de-escalation. The White House confirmed the president spoke with the Israeli Prime Minister on Wednesday morning. The two leaders had a detailed discussion on the state of events in Gaza, Israel's progress in degrading the capabilities of Hamas and other terrorist elements, and ongoing diplomatic efforts by regional governments and the United States, it said in a statement. The president conveyed to the prime minister that he expected a significant de-escalation today on the path to a ceasefire. Following Biden's comments regarding de-escalation, Netanyahu said that every day we are hitting more capabilities of the terror organizations, bringing down more terror towers, hitting more weapons caches, as he vowed to continue the operation.
Killed in this maddening, crazy exchange.
He said that he greatly appreciates Biden's support of Israel's right to defend itself, and added, "I am determined to continue this operation until its goal is achieved, to bring back peace and security to you, the citizens of Israel." And Gilad Erdan, Israel's ambassador to the United States and the United Nations, said after Biden's push to stop fighting that he also wanted to see hostilities end quickly. But, he told Khan Radio, "For this to happen, we have to feel that Hamas infrastructure has been hit significantly, and that it understands that it won't be worth it to fire rockets again at Israeli citizens several weeks from now." Israeli defense sources also told the BBC there was still no ceasefire on the table. Rocket attacks on Israel stopped for 8 hours on Thursday, the 11th day of hostilities, before resuming against communities near the Israel-Gaza border. Israeli forces have been pummeling Gaza with airstrikes for days on end as Netanyahu targets leaders of the militant group Hamas. In return, Hamas has been firing hundreds of rockets towards Tel Aviv. The IDF revealed earlier that top Hamas commander Mohammed Diab, 55, has lost both legs, an arm and an eye after 6 Israeli airstrikes failed to kill him. Meanwhile, the IDF tweeted that it is ready for any scenario on any front after 4 rockets were launched.